Hi guys, it's Dana. It has been a while. You wouldn't, wow. All the stuff that has gone on with me over the last month has been just absolutely, I'll tell you a quick story and then we'll get into our project today. The last I left you guys, I was going to have the nerves burned in my back. And so they did it in 2 sessions, and it was, they did the left side, and then 2 weeks later they did the right side. Well, when they did the left side, the doctor, it affected my sciatic nerve. And so I was almost, not totally, but practically bedridden for a couple weeks, and I couldn't hardly walk. Wasn't getting around. I was in a horrific amount of pain, and so I had to go on a round of steroids and just rest and until that healed up. And luckily, it was mostly healed up by the time they went to do the right side, which they did this past last Wednesday, and that went really well. No problems at all. In fact, my son who drove me, we went out to lunch right after. I was just pretty much a little bit sore, and I was able to even go to church on Sunday, which I haven't been able to do in a long time because of my back. So I'm doing really well now, and my back is doing wonderful, and pretty much has taken care of a lot of the pain that I've been experiencing that has been really debilitating for me. So I'm really, really happy about that. And so that's why I haven't really been putting up videos. I was down pretty much after that first procedure was done, but I'm doing good now. So what the project we're going to do is a journal. But unlike the other journals that I do, it's more of it's like a combination between a journal and a folio. And I've seen a lot of people make folios online out of like file folder. And I have those, but I'm not going to use those. What I'm going to use is the Pendaflex folders. Now I've gone ahead and taken out the metal thing that hangs, the hanging metal thing that goes into the file cabinet out of these. And the reason that I'm using these is because of the color. So the digital kit that I'm going to use is by Artymaze, and it's called Summer Meadow, and it is beautiful. Let me go ahead. I'm going to get the bigger pages out here so you can see the print. So let me maybe zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see these. They're really pretty. So it's like blues and pinks, magenta, green. Look at this. This is just so pretty. And so I really felt like the green Pendaflex folder would highlight these papers better than just an off-white file folder. So I thought the green would be really, really pretty. So that's why I'm using that. Now, I have watched several videos. I've never done one of these before. And one of the reasons I really like this is when I purchased her digital, she actually had, she had the full prints, and then she had them sized down. She had some of them sized down for a traveler's notebook size. So that's the size of the journal that's going to go in here, is a traveler's notebook size. So we're going to use the prints that are sized for that. And then I've got some pockets and journaling cards and some tags from her add-on. And then the full sheets we'll use to kind of decorate and mat onto the Pendaflex. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've looked at some tutorials, looked at several different designs for the folios, and let me get my notes out, because I kind of sketched out my own little design from these. So I'm gonna put my little notes off to the side, and this, I'm gonna say, is not a tutorial. I'm gonna kind of be figuring this out. I have my sketch off to the side with measurements for scoring and cutting. And so I'm kind of winging it a little bit here. So I need to trim the flaps off these. So I think I'm gonna need to use 2 of them, but let's see what the size they are when I cut this little part off here that that got torn up from taking the metal thing off. Yeah, I'm probably definitely gonna need to use a couple. So let's get these trimmed up. Get these sides off here that are yucky. And then I'm probably gonna join 2 of them together so that I have nice, because like if I used this for my sketch, this is gonna be probably way too, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, that's only 4 inches wide. So I need a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is take another one and trim the sides off. I think I'll just do it all in one go here. And I'm going to want to join these together so that I have plenty to work with. So what I think I'm going to do is I want a 1/2 inch spine. So I'm thinking if I join these together at 1/2 inch, that will pretty much give me a reinforced spine. That's what I'm thinking. But then I've got these folds here to contend with. Let me think for a second here. Well, we're just gonna have to work around it. Okay, I'm gonna line this up on my mat, using my mat to help me out. I don't even know what shape my glue is in here. I mean, it's been so long since I sat at my craft table. And I'm just gonna glue down on this 1/2 inch here that I've got lined up on my mat. I did not finish my Christmas little golden book. I did add off camera, I did add some pockets and tags and journaling cards and stuff to it, but I'm telling you, I think that I'm burned out on doing journals. I mean, not so much doing journals, but doing the type of journals that I normally do, because I'm just really, like, I need to do something different. Do you know what I mean? For a little while, because I'm just really, I think, burned out. Make sure that that's straight. It doesn't look straight to me. Okay. All right. So we have these together. Now, I'm going to do some scoring. And this is going to be a little bit fiddly. Because I want to work it around this 1/2 inch spine. Because this is 2 layers of Pendaflex here, I definitely want to use that as my spine. So what I'm going to do first, let me grab my, I'm going to grab my scoreboard. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and just line this up on any groove. And I'm going to score on either side of my spine here. Yeah, I did not get that on straight, but that's okay. And then I'm going to line that back up on the 6 right there. And then I'm going to go 6.5 Actually, I'm gonna go a little bit more because I'm not even. That way I hit both sides of, so we have a little over 1/2 inch of a spine. Okay, so let me fold those so I can see exactly where those are. Okay, so I have my reinforced kind of little over 1/2 inch spine here, and that is how we're gonna work. We're gonna work to the left of it, and then we're gonna work to the right of it. Okay. All right. So I've got my spine right here, and you guys probably can't see it, but I can. I'm gonna get my sketch out here because it's got exactly what my score marks are gonna be. Okay, so I'm gonna work to, this is gonna be to the right of the spine. I'm just gonna line my score line up for my spine right here, like on the 3 mark. And we're going to the right of the spine right now. So I'm going to score at 4 7/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4 7/8 is right here. Okay. And then I'm gonna make a 1/8 inch mark. This side is gonna have a little bit more stuff in it, so I want a little bit of a gusset there. So I'm gonna go 1/8 of an inch, have a little 1/8 inch gusset right there. So that's at 8. And then I'm gonna go 4 3/4 from that. So I need to move this so I have room. I'm gonna line that score line up on like the 2. Right there. And I'm gonna go 4 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4 right here. Okay. Now I'm going to fold this, and this is where I'm going to cut this side off. Okay. So let me move this, and I want to cut this side off where I did the 4 3/4. Okay, that's a scrap, and we will use that. Okay. So I'm going to fold on these, and this is where the natural fold in that Pendaflex file was. But we're going to layer paper on top of it, so it'll be fine. So this is where I have my 1/8 inch gusset here. So that can be a little fiddly to fold on the score lines, but just work with it. And get those folded. Hope I'm in camera here. Okay, so to the right of our spine, we have 4 7/8, then we have an 8 inch gusset, and then 4 3/4. So when this folds over, it does not hit that score line. So that's the right side, okay? So now I wanna flip it around and do the score lines for the left side. Okay, and on that one, we're just gonna do 4 7/8. So I'm gonna push this up into the corner, and I'm just gonna go 4 7/8 right here. Okay, and from that score line, we're gonna do 4 3/4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4 right here. And that's where we're gonna cut that one off. So I'm gonna fold this so I can see it a little better. Move this aside. And I'm gonna trim that off. Just lining that right up into my cutting line. Okay, and we're not done here with this. Okay, so I have this like this. And then this one's gonna fold right here. And it misses the fold line for the spine, so that's good. I'm just gonna, there we go. Get that all, so this is gonna basically go like this. So we have our spine, and then we have our flips. Okay, now we need to cut the height. And I'm gonna make the height 8 1/4 inches tall. So I'm gonna grab my scoreboard and we're gonna make, where's my gusset? My little 1/8 inch gusset goes to the right of my spine. Okay, so we're gonna make this 8 1/4 tall. I'm gonna go ahead and score it because we're gonna fold that up because we're gonna make some pockets here. So I'm just gonna score this really good, especially over the spine. Then I'm just gonna flip it over because it's too long for me to get it all in one go, so. All right. Now we can put this aside. So we don't need it anymore. I'm gonna fold my pockets up, making sure my edges are even. And we're gonna cut some of this away because we don't need all of it. Okay, now when we're cutting score lines, okay, and I know you guys probably can't see these, but let me go ahead and mark what we're gonna get rid of. We're gonna get rid of the squares that are all the way over here on the right and the left, okay? And then we're also gonna get rid of the spine piece down here, okay? So when we're cutting on scored lines, what I'm gonna do is I'm cutting the score line away. Okay, so if I can pull this up to where you guys can see it, okay, you see the score line right here. I'm going to the right of the score line, and I'm actually trimming the score line off, okay? So just like that. And so then on this part, I'm going to the left of the score line and I'm just trimming the score line off. That way we're not left with kind of a lumpy groove. Okay, so just like that. So we've taken that off. Now we're gonna do the same to our little spine piece here. Again, just cutting, we're cutting the score line away. Trim this part off. Just like that. Okay. And then we're gonna get rid of this too. Okay, and this has the 1/8 inch gusset on it. Okay, we've got our 1/8 inch gusset. We're taking that 8 inch gusset off. Okay, the whole gusset. So we're gonna take that off. Going to the right of that score line. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the left of this score line, and we're cutting that score line away. Through the gusset. Now this is what we have. Okay. And ignore these bends. These were the natural bends in the Pendaflex, but those will straighten out when we add our mats on it. So this is what we have. We have 2 pockets here, and we're gonna need to trim these a little bit, okay? Because it looks like they're gonna interfere a little bit with our fold lines. A little bit. especially on this side here. So I'm gonna take a little bit more away, just a sliver. Just like that. And a sliver on this side. The tiniest bit. And you just work with it. When you cut yours out, you just want it to not be impeded. You don't want your score line to be impeded. Okay, and now that works perfect. Okay, so we have that, and we're gonna add another pocket here. So this is gonna be a double pocket. Okay, imagine that this is flat and has paper on it. Okay, and this, I'm going to angle cut this. We're gonna do something a little bit different. So I'm just gonna, the slightest angle, not a lot. Right there. And I'm gonna kind of match it on this side. I'm not gonna worry about it matching completely, but it's just the slightest little bit of an angle. Like that. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay. And then this is gonna fold like this. And this is gonna close like this. And then our journal will be in the middle. Okay? All right, so what I need is I'm gonna put a flap here on this side, and then I'm gonna put a second pocket on this side. So what I wanna do here is I want to kind of make this like it looks kind of like a file folder. And how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna take my envelope punch board, I'm gonna turn this over, and I'm gonna make a tab. So I want my tab to kind of be maybe like halfway, at the halfway point. So I'm just gonna kind of center this in my punch. And how you can do that is, let me just measure a flap here. Okay, our flap is about 4 3/4, which is 2 3/8. So I'm gonna put this at the 2 3/8 line, the edge of my pocket here. I'm gonna line up to the 2 3/8, which is the halfway mark, and I'm just gonna punch, just like that. So I get this little like curve. And then what I'm gonna do is flip this over, and as straight as I can, you can draw a line if you want to. I'm just gonna cut this away, like that. And then we have a file folder shape. Now I do have the edge here, the corner, and I think what I'll do is, let me see, if I grab my corner punch, and I'm gonna use the little 1/4 inch side, and I'm just gonna round that. Just round that corner, just like that. So that's what we have. So we have a little file folder pocket here. Now what I wanna do is I want to make a pocket to go behind it, so we have a double pocket. So this was 2 and, what was this? This was 4 3/4, I think I said. This was 4 3/4 wide. So what I'm gonna do is take one of my scraps, okay, and I'm gonna kind of trim off the side here because it's got a little lip on it from the score line. Let me set this aside and this for a moment. I'm gonna take this weird edge off. Just to even it up. All right, so we have a 4 3/4 inch wide pocket. I'm gonna add an inch to that. So I wanna cut a piece that is 5 3/4 long. Because I wanna make a gusseted pocket. So 5 3/4, right there. Now I need to decide how tall I want it. So let's see. It doesn't matter as long as it's hid behind here. Okay, let's see here. I think, how tall is this pocket? This pocket is about 3 inches. So I'll go ahead and make this one 3 inches too. So I've got 3 inches by 5 3/4. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna score a 1/2 inch on each side because I want my pocket to be gusseted. Okay, so I'm gonna go, oh, is this the wrong? This is not the right, shoot. Where's my 5 3/4? Okay, I didn't cut it right. That's weird. Okay. Five 3/4. That was weird. I'm gonna go 3 1/2 here. So this should be 5, yes, 5 3/4. Okay, so I'm gonna go 1/2 inch on each side. That's what I'm gonna score. 1/2 inch, and then 1/2 inch. Come on, get in there, get in that groove. Okay. And I'm just gonna fold on those score lines. Just like that. And now this should match perfectly, and it does. And what I'm thinking is to go ahead and do another file folder tab here. That's what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll line this up again at the 2 3/8 line. And we'll have it going this way instead. So I'm going to cut my line here. Just like this. And then I'm going to round this corner on the 1/4 inch side with the gusset, rounding the gusset too so it matches. And now our pockets, and you can't see it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use walnut stain for my ink. Let's see, where's my walnut stain? Let me find my walnut stain. Because it's darker, where is my walnut stain? Just a second, guys. I'm trying to find my walnut stain. That's not it. I wonder if my vintage photo will show up. Let's try it. Oh, it does. Okay, vintage photo shows up. So let's ink these, and that way you can see the pockets better. Because they're the same color on top of each other, so. And I'll take time. I'm just gonna ink the places that we're working with today, and off camera I will ink the whole thing. Okay, let me ink this. I want you guys to be able to see the pockets stacked, and you just can't without me inking them because they're the same color. Okay, and I don't want to glue these in yet because I want to put paper on them first, pretty papers. Okay, luckily the walnut, I don't know where my walnut stain is, but luckily the vintage photo works fine. All right, So now I can show you guys the difference here. Hold that up. So now we have two layered pockets that both look like file folders. That's cute, huh? Okay, so what I want to do is, before I lay these pockets down, I want to put pretty paper on them. And so I'm thinking I need to ink my gussets here. Let's do a little bit of inking before I lay paper down. I'm not sure how far we'll get on this tonight, but we'll just go until we run out of time, and we'll pick it up next time we're together. Okay, here's where I have my 8-inch gusset. So I want to get both those edges. And then we can pick some pretty paper. All right. So that whole area here is done. All right, so let's see what we have. And I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz ruler to tear. Let me grab my papers. And let's pick some papers. I don't want to use these because these are my pages for my journal. They're the Traveler's Notebook, size. All right. Those are pockets and stuff. So let's see what we have here. That's really pretty. We had like this part up here with the butterfly, because we don't need to go all the way down because it'll mostly be behind the... Okay, so let's kind of tear this where the butterfly is. Let me line this up here so we get a straight tear. I think we'll go kind of right here. Above the butterfly. There, let's cut these white edges off. I'm excited to do this folio. This is something totally different for me. I've never done this before. And I tell you, I've done nothing but journals, it seems like, for a few years. I haven't done many non-journal projects, and this is a journal project, but it's something completely different than what I've been doing or have done before. So I'm very excited about it. And I'm kind of, I think it might be something I might get a little addicted to. Okay, so I'm gonna lay this up here. I'm gonna leave a little bit of that green border showing. And I'm gonna tear just over my... I don't want to be crooked. That fits in there very nicely. Okay, let's ink the paper. I just think this is going to look so pretty against this green. Just with all of the greenery around the flowers and stuff, it's going to be really pretty. Okay, so we're going to glue this in right here. I'm going to turn this upside down so it's a little closer to me so I can line it up a little bit better. Okay, I'm just going to grab my glue. hands are shaking so bad. Sorry guys, hope that doesn't freak y'all out. Okay, let's get this lined up. Right side up here, leaving a border all the way around. Oh, that's pretty. Smooth that glue out so we don't have lumpy bumpies. And see how pretty that is on that green? Oh, that's so gorgeous. Okay, let's see what we want to put on our pockets. Now, this one is only going to have about that much showing, so we don't need a ton. Let's see here. What do we have? Maybe we can kind of put, and I'm not going to put paper on the tab because I think the tab here is a great place for you to write something, put your own little file folder tab on it or whatever. Maybe we'll line up just where this blue flower is and catch this greenery. Or let's do it down here. So we've got a little bit of this color flower kind of going, but we won't have like all of it. We'll have just like a petal. So let's see where we want to tear this. Okay, line that up right there. And then I'll do it like right about here. Tear that off. So we see we just have like a little hint here, and then we have our flowers, our blue flowers here, but then there'll be something here to like break it up. Really pretty. I think that's really pretty. And let's take this off here. Link it up. So I hope y'all are excited about doing a new project with me. I want to say hi and a shout out to Cindy. Cindy, who emailed me, sweetheart that she is, and said, hey, are you okay? You haven't done a video in like 3 weeks. And Cindy, I was going to email you back, but the story was just so long about what had happened with my back and stuff like that. And so I thought, well, I'll get on here and do a video, and then I'll just explain everything that happened. But I was glad to hear you're getting settled in your place there in Australia. Cindy moved to Australia all the way from Japan. And I wanted to say, Cindy, thanks for emailing me. You're always so sweet to check up on me, and I appreciate that so much. Okay, let's get this glued down on this pocket. I almost wish I had kind of a solid to put in between here. I should see what I have. And so I'm leaving that file tab free. Smooth that glue out. Okay, let me pull one of my little sheets here. This is Park Lane Everyday Essentials, and it's got some, it is text weight paper. Isn't that pretty? And it's got just, it's literally your everyday essentials. So let's find something that we can put a solid between these two prints. And let's see what we can find that works with this. This would be pretty. Cue my finger there. Oh, this typed alphabet's pretty too. I like that. That'd be something to break up those flower prints. That's pretty too. It's still a print, but it's very neutral. I'm gonna pull these aside here. These are great because I'm probably going to use some of these sheets, like this handwriting paper here. Use those in the journal that goes in here. All right, ooh, this is really pretty. And that's a lot of green though, because we have green in the background. Hope I'm on camera here. So I don't want to use green. That might be pretty. That's real pretty. Why don't we use that? That's a really pretty neutral. Yeah, let's use this. Okay, so I'm just gonna cover this pocket here. And I tore this not straight. So let's tear the edge of it straight. So we get a straight edge here. Okay. That's better. Now, let's get the height. The trick is just lining stuff up on your mat, guys. If you're using a tear ruler, just line stuff up on your mat. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's tear that off. Okay, so I'm going to keep that out because we'll definitely be using that again as an accent piece. Let's cut the width of this and then we can glue our pockets in. Ink this up. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Okay. I'm trying to use the rest of the glue. I don't want to refill this bottle because this bottle has pretty much seen its day. The label's coming off of it and it's all kind of sticky in places from where the label was. So I got myself a new bottle. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of the glue that's in here without refilling it. So I'm going to lay it on its side so might be a little easier to get the glue out. Okay. Okay, now we can get our pockets in. Let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, that looks really good. This fly won't leave me alone. Okay, so I'm gonna go up about like here, just to where this leaf is. I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna put glue on our flaps here. I'll get this pocket installed and then I'll look at my time. Okay, I just wanted the tops of those leaves showing. Right about here. And I'm going just inside my score lines. I'm centering this so we have our fold. We're not messing up our fold here. Okay. Push that down. Okay, and then I'm just gonna run glue just on the side of this pocket. Right here, and it'll glue right onto the pocket that we just installed, like this. Perfect. And so now this back pocket goes all the way to the bottom. So when you put something in it, it'll go all the way to the to the bottom here. Oh, that's pretty, huh? Really pretty. I like it. Let me check our time here. See how we're doing. Okay, we're at 45 minutes or so. So I'm gonna stop here. Because next we're gonna work on this side here, and we're gonna install a magnet on this side plus a flap. And so that's definitely gonna take more than about 15 minutes. So here's where we're at for our folio here. We got our base done, just like this. And we got our double pocket page done. So that is super pretty. I'm very excited about this. So our tags and stuff will slip in there. Very pretty. And I hope y'all are gonna have fun following along with me here. So until next time, I'll try and get another video done tomorrow. I wanna move through this project. I'm super excited about it. So hopefully I can get another video done tomorrow. We can work on this page over here and install our magnets and our flip and our pockets and things like that. And keep moving on with this, and I hope that you're excited about this too. I'm excited to be back with you. I'm excited to be feeling so much better and have my back just be healed. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.